Yo, it's your boy Waffled On in the building. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about Eze today. I'm going to give you my opinion of Eze this season and what he will bring in the next few games. But anyway, it's your time to shine, Eze. Let's talk about Eze. But anyway, people, before we go any further, you need to slap up the likes. You need to make sure you're subscribing because we're in subscribe mode now. I want to talk for a little bit. I know my boy BBK is going to be live at 3 o'clock. Can I do an hour stream? I'm not too sure, but I'm going to try and talk for as long as I can because we're the Waffle and I'm the Waffle Don. You know what's going on. But anyway, people, Eze, let's go back to the summer. Transfers, and there was this stress about getting this player, not getting this player. Eze, I'm talking about. You know, there was a time where he may have gone to Spurs. Personal terms were agreed. People like me were pulling my hair out. BBK, you know, we had, you know, man like Cape as well. I'm just taking you back to the whole, just to build up the whole thing. Yeah? And us just talking about wanting Eze from the start, yeah? What would Eze do if he came into our club? How can he improve our club? Those were the questions. Watching him back, Crystal Palace, FA Cup final, scoring a beautiful goal, you know, against Man City also in the Community Shield, dominating Man City as well. Playing amazing. I think he got something like 14 GA last season. But I can go back even further because I've liked Eze since his QPR days. Yes, I said it, his QPR and his Reading days. He is a baller that I knew about Eze, just put it that way, yeah? Very classy baller, very skillful on the ball, you know, technically sound. You know, I'm talking back to the QPR days when I used to watch him at QPR. Brilliant player. There's so many things about him. Obviously, you know, things don't work out as always, but that shows you the sign of his character, the signs that he's a great player. Now, you may not want to hear all of this waffle and all this stuff about Eze. You may be hating on Eze, but we don't care. This isn't a talk or a stream about comparing Eze with this player and that player. I know there's a lot of kids on YouTube that like to talk rubbish about Eze, about this one's clear of Eze, that one's clear of Eze, but the players don't care what you think. They don't care what I think, and they certainly don't care what you think as well. So sometimes you just need to be adult, grow up a little piece, and let's just talk about the player. My player plays for my club. So fast forward, the defining moment came when me and Cape, I can remember we was on a stream, it was on a Wednesday. We saw the breaking news, Eze has signed for Arsenal. What a proud moment it was for us. We were so gassed, so happy. Then comes the media, then comes the let it all work out songs, and that went on for a little while, and you know, we were all happy about that and stuff like that. And then now, you know, Eze is in the team now. He's in the squad now. The first game against Liverpool would have been his debut. He never got to start. Really frustrated that he never got a start. We ended up losing that game. He came on. He could have scored in that game. He could have won the game. That's such a talent that Eze brings to Arsenal. The debate still to this day, playing on the left, I don't see him as a left winger at all. I don't see him like as that type of player at all. I see him as a cam that moves all over the place. Yeah, so he could be a cam, he can be a left AM, he could be a right AM. He can play anywhere in that pocket, in the final third, in that middle, or left or right. That's how I see Eze as a player. I don't see him as this left wing project. What deluded manager or football fan thinks that he's a left winger? If you're going to accommodate Eze in the left wing when Odegaard's playing, I get it, but I don't prefer it. I prefer Eze not to operate on that side. But for me, and this is what I think is very important right now. And the title is "It's Your Time to Shine Now." I think right now Arsenal have their best team. I don't think Odegaard can say he's in the best team right now or part of the best team, because he's injured and he's not been consistent this season. Whilst Eze, who's played in 5 games, he's not started 5 games. He's maybe had not the greatest game in 1 or 2 games, but obviously he scored in the EFL Cup game, which is his first goal. He hasn't scored in the Premier League yet. I think he's provided 2 assists though in the Premier League. And you have to give players like this time to adapt in a new team like Arsenal. The way we play, the way we have brought in a new striker, it will come. I've seen the way he's been playing, alongside Saka. They seem to have a good connection, good 1-2s fast. He could have got his first Premier League goal against West Ham. But I see encouraging signs from this guy. And the whole point of this stream, is not to diss him, not to berate him. The whole point of this stream is to say to you right now, the next few games, I think he's going to be pivotal in our team. I think if Eze can show us what he's made of in the next few games, I think that's gonna really go well for the rest of the season. It's Eze's time to shine now. He's got that cam spot locked in right now. Odegaard's injured. Yes, you can argue about Ethan being able to play in that spot, but for me right now, that's Eze's spot. Eze is the older player. He's the more experienced player. He should be nailing down that spot, not Marino. And it's not because I don't rate Marino, but I think this is Eze's spot. I think Marino needs to take more of a striker or a central position rather than in the midfield. I think he's better as a main attacker type of player. But I think this is Eze's time to shine right now. And it starts against Fulham. Now, I've had conversations with my boy BBK, about Eze, and I've said to him, well, I want to see Eze start scoring. And my boy, obviously he said, he's a creative player. It doesn't really matter whether he scores or not. For me, it does, because Eze is that type of player, isn't it? He scores not a lot of goals, but he does score goals. And the sign of a confident player is creative and scoring goals. We saw in that season 2-3 seasons ago where Odegaard scored 15 goals, plenty of assists, and he looked like a world beater. People calling him the best player in the world. People were saying this, people were saying that. I need Eze to get a couple of goals just to get that confidence up. Yes, he can assist all the time in the world, and do you know what? An assist at times is just as good as a goal, isn't it? It's just as good as a goal. But I know with Eze, he will want to score. He will want to score. No, I'm not talking about scoring on the level of a striker, but just giving us those clutch moments here and there, winning a game here and there by the scruff of his neck, turning inside, shooting outside the box, top bins, which we've seen him do for Crystal Palace. This is what I want to see in the next few games. I want to see Eze's name on that sheet, on the score sheet. I want to see Eze's name as an assist. I want to see Eze, if he's not doing assists or scoring, I want him to do the pre-assist. what I'm saying to you guys once again is it's time for Eze to shine. I'm looking forward to watching Eze's games in the next few games. He's the player who's on focus now. And the most important thing, I think, right now, if we get through the next 5 to 7 games and he's on top, because it has to get to a point where Eze is first team and Odegaard is struggling to get into the team. That's how it works for me. That's how it works. Obviously, if Eze is not playing well, then it gets dropped in it. Simple as that. But it can't be a case where Eze's flourishing and then because Odegaard becomes fit, then he gets shunted to the left side again. I'm not having that. I'm definitely not having that. So it's time for Eze to shine. And if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You know, everyone has a different opinion. But for me, I rate Eze top as a top player. And I'm hoping the next few games he's going to show why we paid 60 million or 68 million for him. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be very successful at Arsenal. And I think it's going to work out. So people, man, if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, if you feel he's a flop, well, he's only played like 5 games, 6 games. So he can't be that. He can't be a flop. Yes, we want to see him score. And people, you might be doing the 00, whatever, but behave yourself. Behave yourself. But yeah, that's all really I've got to say about the matter. I told you I was going to give you content for like the next 2 weeks. I've given you content, you know, since the first day of the international break. I think this is the 13th day now that I've given you content. Hopefully I'll cook up something tomorrow as well. That'll be 2 weeks. But yeah, people, make sure you smash the like, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, Eze, we believe you're gonna smash it on Saturday, and you're going to be the success that we need. And you're in my FPL team as well. So big up to Eze as well, or Eza. And yeah, look forward to you doing your thing. Anyway, people, I'm out. Peace.